Well, good evening, everybody. This is V from Q Kitchen and Beyond, and I'm out here in my garden at night. This is for Melody and all the rest of you night gardeners. I just watered my garden, and when I did, don't look at that. We won't go into that. But look, my little dwarf nasturtium has finally bloomed. I'm so excited. Over here. This, I believe, see how that looks like a disc? I believe that is a patty pan. This is a broccoli. This is a sprouting broccoli. This, too, is a sprouting broccoli that I need to put in the soil. That is my purple tree collard. That looks like a tomato. That is my lemon balm, one of my lemon balms that I actually ordered from Amazon. And it was delivered last week, but my folks were here, so I didn't want to do a big unveiling. This right here is my oregano. Same, I got 6 herbs. I think this is the rosemary. Yes, because that right there is lavender. And this is my mint. More mint, because I really like mint. This is my tomato. Now, this tomato I'm hoping will come back. I don't know. From what I can gather from my gardener, the reason it was curled on top is because I had something called curly top disease. It's a virus. And he said that once it gets that virus, it will not produce. So I may just have to rip that out and sterilize that soil. There is another tomato. I believe that's one of my Aunt Ruby's green tomatoes. I'm not really sure. There's another tomato I need to repot. These are my dwarf marigolds that need to be repotted. A lot of things need to be repotted. It's supposed to get really hot this week. So I've got my row cover out. I just got to figure out how I can put it up without getting in trouble with, the powers that be of my apartment complex. These are my baby Mizuna's red streak collards, and that looks like a tomato right there. And that's going to be picked up. That right there is a corn. It's about to be plucked. This is my daughter Maggie's sunflower. It's just leaning down on the job. And it's got a little bit of something going on up there. I'm not really sure what this is. It says it's a Santa Fe pepper. So, if so, that's the one Mr. Joe sent me from Garden State Gardener. These are my Japanese, I believe. Let me look. Yes, those are the Japanese giant kale. This right here is some of my Brussels sprouts. And they are starting to bristle, or whatever that's called. I don't know. Sounded good at the moment. That right there is one of my panache squash. It's a yellow and green French patty pan. And I had to rip out the big one that was in here, the zucchini, because it was all kinds of bad. And started curling up, and just, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it was the heat or if it's not getting enough light. These are tomatoes that need to be replanted, but I went ahead and put one of my panache patty pan squash in there, and I did that earlier today, this morning, and it seems to be okay, so hopefully. This little tomato plant also had some curly top disease. I'm hoping to see if it will succeed, but like I said, young Master Luke said they won't, so I may just end up ripping that out and putting some peroxide on it, because I see a bunch of fungus gnats down there. It's probably what happened. There's another little squash. I think that's one of my little zucchinis, though. Over here, this is my garlic. As you can see, there is a little garlic coming up there. This has to be replanted. Or at least separated, because there's 2 little plants in there. I think one might be a pepper, like this one right here might be a pepper. And I think that's my curly leaf kale, but I wouldn't quote me on that. There's another ginger in there. There's a ginger growing right there. And there we go. There's my lemon balm and my German thyme that seems to be dying. Here's some more mint. I told you I like mint. And there's some more Brussels sprouts down here, but I need to get this big one off of here. It was just starting to get sun scorched, so I took it out of the direct sunlight. There's the last remaining Walla Walla. There's another tomato, and it's curling as well. This right here, I think, is another one of my, yes, green and yellow patty pans. So this is one of my panache as well. It's getting a little waterlogged, so we're going to take that out of there. There's my Mizuna red streaks. I think I already told you that, though. I'm trying to get back here, so if I'm making you dizzy, I apologize. Okay. By the looks of it, I forgot to water this one, so I'm going to get some water in a minute and take care of that situation. Here's what I wanted to show you. Look, I've got 2 of them, and they're both males. They're all males. That just figures. I actually don't see any female flowers on that at all. It just figures. Alright, it looks like it needs a little pruning of some underleaves there. So, that's pretty much what I got going on. Here's another sprouting broccoli that needs to be replanted. And, that just started coming up, so I wasn't really sure what that was. This is a corn. That was in the mulch. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. There's another little squash. I don't know if I covered that or not. I need to get my potatoes in the ground severely. Yeah, look at that. Potatoes in a box. Potatoes in a box. We need to plant them. Little potatoes in a box. They're beautiful and green, but they really need to be planted. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get that done. I have 2 appointments tomorrow, but they're in home, so maybe I'll be able to score that, get that done. I just put that down there because I was watering the plants. It's my version of drip irrigation. Uh-oh. There we go. More drip irrigation. Okay. So yeah, see? That looks like a pepper right there, and that looks like my curly Scotch kale. I'm not really sure. Those are onions that aren't doing so good. But they've got other things growing in there. I need to get that where it's in the sun. I don't want to waste any corn. There's one little ginger root that needs to be covered up. There we go. Okay, that is another of my, those are my giant Japanese kales, so they need to come out somewhere. But obviously not today because I have no room. I might end up putting the peppers down there. I mean the potatoes down there and bringing that up. But I can't do that with one hand, so that's how that goes. Yeah, see. These are more Walla Wallas that just didn't fare too well, so I'm going to take them out and let whatever that is grow up in there. And my little dog says, "Ew, it's too wet out here. I need to go in." That's what he's saying. Can't you hear him saying that? There's another one in there. I'll get that too. There we go. Okay. Whatever that is can grow in there. Since it seems so happy to be growing in there, whatever that is. Alright, well, that's my garden tour from the outside. My little dog wants in. He says, oh, it's getting hot out here. I can't take all of them. Yeah, he can't take off any clothes. There's my potatoes and sweet potatoes growing in my vermicompost. Oh, and there's another lemon balm. I don't remember. I think I showed you that already. I did have a male flower growing on this plant. There is a female. The male flower died. The poor little bees, they were trying. But see how that's a disc? That's what makes me think that's a patty pan. So I think that's it for the outside. Alright, so these are more of my drip irrigation here. Isn't that amazing? See it drip? I just didn't want it dripping directly on that little plant. Whatever those are, they're volunteers. They volunteered to come up in this pot. So, I have no idea. I'm not really sure what this little guy is, but I'm fairly certain he needs to be planted because he's stayed that small for a while now. I think this is a tomato. This might be one of my peppers. I don't know. This is why you should label things. I'm fairly certain these are all my peppers. The Santa Fe peppers that I planted for Mr. Joe over at Garden State Gardener. I don't know what that is. That's a kale of some sort. I think these are my giant Japanese kales, which, you know, they won't get too giant in this container. Still don't know what this is. I'm just going to pull it out. I'll throw it. Oops. Well, the dog will probably eat it now. That's just an empty container. These are my arrow gardens. That's another tomato down there. This is my arrow garden. These are actually, I got 2 sets. One for myself and one to give away. Well, I'm very disappointed because only one of these is sprouting. Only one of these is even grown. So I'm really not happy about this whole thing. There is another piece that you're supposed to have, but it's $15. And I paid $15 for 2 sets, you know, 2 kits. So I may just go ahead and get the $2 because they're arrow garden sets. And do it that way for my people that won my 100 subscriber giveaway. What is he doing? Hey, dog, what you doing? He's like, oh, I bet he buried something back there. I gave him a biscuit earlier. Well, I didn't give it to him. He jumped up in my chair while I was doing dishes and stole it off my plate. But luckily it didn't have sausage in it. I've got all kinds of empty buckets. That's just my soil mixed with a little bit of the hamster bedding. The hamster's in there somewhere. Do you see him? This is just lid. I use this to block the sun outside. But wait a second. Let me see if I can get him to wake up. Look at him. Yes, he is alive. This, my friends, is the Russian spy. Look at him. Oh, he's so mad. He said, what the heck are you doing in my spot? Check. This is a Russian dwarf hamster. And he belongs to my daughter Maggie. He's a good boy. Oh, he says, oh, hello. I'm sleeping here. He apparently doesn't think it's time to wake up, so we'll leave Mr. Russian Spy to himself. His name is Tiny, and my daughter Essie is fairly certain he's a robot. But we won't go into that. This is supposed to be my firecracker dahlia. It's firecracking all over the place, but it's yet to put out blooms, so I'm not really sure what that is all about. This is my regular tree collard that I got a while back. The other one did not make it. Oop, oop, oop. I see some bare roots. Gotta cover that up. Can't have no bare roots. Okay, there we go. I'm fairly certain this is another pepper. Yeah, that's one of my Santa Fe's. And that's what the others look like. So that's what makes me think they're Santa Fe's as well. Oh. Not really sure what happened here. Okay, well, we'll just take that off. I think that might be a little too close to there. Let me move it a little. It's still kind of close, isn't it? Ugh. I had a stick in there, but it kind of fell over, so. I'm trying to get it where it's not so close to the plant, because you see, it's starting to get a little funny looking there. Just a minute. Now, this is my other firecracker dahlia that I took out of the container that you just saw. Oh, hello. There's something growing over there. Something I didn't see before. I don't know what it is. Interesting. It's not a tomato. Doesn't have a hairy stem. But whatever. It's growing quite nicely. However, it, again, is not blooming. I've tried fertilizing them. I just don't know. I may have to put more soil in this one, though. He's kind of leaning over. Okay, this is my other small vermicompost bin. And I'm still not sure what these are. These are the same things, and they look like tomatoes. They got little hairs growing up them. That is definitely a tomato right there. So, if anybody knows what this is, that would be really helpful. I gotta move that light, obviously. But yeah, I have no idea what these are. They keep growing up. That is a pepper. That I know. But I don't know what these are. And they never, like, produce anything. And then I end up taking them out. So if they are tomatoes, because they are kind of fuzzy down here, then they have the same curly disease as the others, and they're not going to produce either. But they got great stems. Look, there's Mr. Flamingo. Everybody should have a fake candy pooping flamingo in their worm bin. So I think that's it for today, or for tonight. It's almost 10 o'clock here. And it's blistering hot, even with the air conditioner on. And I gotta turn the light on, or light out outside, because there's a white moth. Again. I thought I killed them. And I see it floating around. Look at this. I don't even know if you can see it.